Spill the Tea with Alicia G. How we all doing today, guys? You're following, sharing, tapping on that screen. I know I'm running a little bit late, but hey, better late than never.
Hey.
How you doing today, Rose?
I'm doing good. How are you this evening?
I am just balling out of control as always.
I just want to apologize
push
ahead
it on these-
in advance because I am in a car. I got booked for the last minute as a backup dancer for one of my drag daughters who got booked last minute at a show. So I'm backup dancing tonight. So in an hour, I go back on stage for another show. So I'm sorry I'm in a car. I'm actually outside the venue.
Oh, I'm actually pushing out a DIY notification. Let's get this started. Alright guys, I just pushed out a DIY notification for our Spill the Tea with Alicia G and our special featured guest, the one, the only, the talented Selenite Rose. Everyone showing love, be sure you're following, sharing, tapping that screen, and welcome to Spill the Tea with Alicia G. And happy Veterans Day, everyone!
Yes. Happy Veterans Day to everybody out there.
Also, happy Veterans, everyone who has served. Thank you for your services. And our special guest today is also a veteran, so I must say happy Veterans Day.
Thank you everybody for wishing me happy Veterans Day today. It's very, very honorable. I appreciate everybody that has thanked me today. I'm very appreciated.
Thank you for your service. That goes along with everyone who has served or currently serving, and thank you very,
yes.
very
I want to say thank you to all the servicemen and women out there. I know there's a big community out here, veterans on BIGO that are actually on here. Today I've been watching the Live House, and it's been very interesting and fun to hear about all different stories of different veterans from all across the United States. So it was good to watch the Live House today.
Definitely. Huge shout out to all the veterans out there and also people who are currently serving his or her country. So, our special guest today, well, not only is he a veteran, he served in the military, he's a talented, amazing, talented artist, designer, also drag queen, extraordinaire, and a proud member of the LGBTQ community. So, if you're just coming in, welcome. Make sure you're following, sharing, tap on that screen, and welcome to Spill the Tea with Alicia G and Selenite Rose. Do you want to give out all your social media handles so they know where to follow you at?
My social media everywhere is Selenite_Rose_. You can find me on all of social medias across the board. So just make sure you go out there and follow me, and I will make sure to follow you guys back. I love doing a lot of designs and stuff, so make sure you check it out. I love doing a lot of digital art.
Check it out, folks. Check him out. Don't forget, follow me on all social media, AliciaGWorld. And hit that bell for notifications and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's get into it and get litty, juicy, bossy, and spill some tea. So, your name. How did you get your name?
Okay, so Selenite Rose is my stage name. It became my name because I am very into crystals. And if you're part of the Karma family, or if you know anything about Karma on here, Brooklyn, she is Taylor's sister, and she got me back into crystals. Me and her started talking, and she showed me this beautiful selenite tower one time. And before this, I was going by another name, which is actually my business name, my worldwide business name, which is House of Manic. And Brooklyn showed me this selenite tower, which is really pretty. It was white, it was pretty, and when I looked up what the meaning was, it brings a lot of positivity into the world and stuff. So I fell in love with the name Selenite, and Selenite Rose. Um, Selenite is a stone, so selenite stones don't have genders, and I um, am gender fluid, so like I'm not offended by anything like when it comes to gender identity. Sometimes when I go to the drive-thru, people be like, "Ma'am," like in the drive-thru, because my voice sometimes sounds like a woman. So I don't mind that. So it was very gender neutral. The rocks are very gender neutral, so I loved that. And then Rose is because that was a name of my grandmother's name. So I am very close to my grandmother, so I wanted to go with that. And I added the apostrophe on my social medias. You'll see apostrophe above the E. And that is just because my adopted parents are French. So I just wanted to make it a little unique.
Very, very cool. Okay, so let's dig into it. So, where did you grow up? Where did little Rose grow up?
So, I grew up, I was born in Baja California, which is Mexico, in a little place called The Paz. It's like a little village down there. And then my parents came to the U.S., and then I grew up all over I consider myself a gypsy, especially because I was a foster child. When I was a foster kid, you get taken a lot of places. So I was very fortunate enough to travel. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Um,
You're good, Rebecca.
I'm sorry about that. I was able to travel the West Coast, and I grew up along the West Coast. Foster care took me to all three states of the West Coast: Washington, Oregon, and California. And then I was adopted, and I grew up on 101 acres in Northern California.
Oh my goodness.
The population.
So you really had quite the
if
travel.
anybody can guess the population of my town that I grew up in, I'll be amazed, because a lot of people think a lot. What's the population
idea,
of your
so
town,
I'm not even gonna
Alicia?
I'm not sure. I'm really not
Well,
sure.
the population of my town, everybody knew everybody. I grew up with 115 population in a little town called Horse Creek, California. We had one.
Oh
We
my
had
goodness.
one mailbox, and it was a mailbox that was like a post office boxes, like the PO boxes, but they were small. But everybody's addresses was in this one little post box, and it wasn't even a post office. We didn't have no clerk or anybody. It was just delivered.
So itty bitty town, and this dynamite person came out.
Yes,
of this.
I was very
Larger
fortunate
than
though,
life.
because I think what made my dynamic do it, like who made me, was because I got to be free in express myself as a child. As a foster kid, I went through a lot of trauma, so I didn't get my adopted parents didn't want me to have a lot of trauma growing up, so they took me out of regular schooling because I was getting into so much trouble, and I was being homeschooled. Anyway, like the kids that I went to school with, there was only 20 kids in my school, so there wasn't a lot of kids. And it was K through 9th. We had freshmen at my school, so there was only 20 of us. So it was very small. And so if you imagine just 20 kids every day for school year, there's gonna be drama and trouble all the time, especially fights and stuff. So
yeah.
We were the new kids, me and my brother, at the time. We were new kids at the school, and we were getting into too many fights. So we got taken out and put into a homeschooling, because my adopted mother is a psychologist. She has a PhD, and so I went and became homeschooled, and I didn't have a curriculum. I was very fortunate. I got to study whatever I wanted. I was very interested in history. I was very interested in whatever I wanted. My parents were grateful enough to let me use my creative mind as a child and did not force me into a curriculum, which a lot of people have to be forced into these days.
So would you consider yourself like, were you the partier? Were you the bad boy? Were you like the troublemaker?
So,
what were you?
I was considered the. I was very bullied because I was very out. I was very flamboyant. So the first time I wore a dress and heels to school, I was in 5th grade. And I just did it because I wanted to. It was very. I wanted to be a pregnant woman for Halloween. So that's what I did for 5th grade, and I was bullied a lot. So I was very shy. So I had my younger brother, who always fought. Like, he always wanted to fight people because I was being bullied. He didn't like that I was being bullied. So I was very shy around people. But when you put me on a stage when I was in elementary school, I was trying to be the star. I was always wanted to be the spotlight. But when it was just regular time around people, I was very shy. I didn't want people to think I was weird because I was one of those people who I had a very creative mind. I believed in dragons and stuff as a kid. I used to um, make up imaginary people in my head, and I was very creative. So that I think that's what made me very shy, because a lot of people were not on the same level as I was.
No, like I understand what you mean. Like I personally, I went through so much bullying growing up, so I know how it was. It was awful. But when it came to being on stage, larger than life. Like I love being on stage. I love to entertain. I
I love
absolutely love it.
entertaining people, because for me, I feel everybody should be happy. Everybody deserves peace. Deserves joy. And when there's not enough of that in the world becomes a dark place. And that's when a lot of people tend to have anxiety and depression and things like that. Um, but I feel like, why not use my big heart to give back to people? Because I know I care about people. I don't want nobody to ever feel down or in the dumps. So I want to give back to those who who I feel like deserve to be happy, because everybody deserves to be happy at the end of the day. Everybody was born into this
Yes,
world
they do.
nice. We all learn to become mean.
Very, very true statement there. I deserve everyone believes to be truly happy. I truly believe that. Wholeheartedly, I truly do. Guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Spill the Tea with Alicia G. And our special featured guest is also a veteran and extremely talented Selenite
Hey, everybody.
Rose. So, were you a
I
partier at
was.
all? Were you a
I was
partier
a
at all?
partier. I went.
Oh, spill the tea, boy.
Yeah, I was very a partier. So there was a time in my life where I was in a dark space, like, mentally, and during that time, I was in college and going into my first year in the military. And when I tell you, military people party, they party, honey. They party, hunty. They know how to take the chug-a-lug-alicious and put it back into there, and they know how to turn up. I was very lucky. When I was in college, my first party,
Thank
like,
you.
I grew up in a home that was, they didn't, like, alcohol was not around in the house. So, like, when I went to college, it was a shocker. I was like, ooh, alcohol. I weighed 115 pounds when I went into college, my freshman year of college. 115 pounds. I was tiny. And I was like, a DL guy at the time. I was like, nobody knew I was gay. But so I was like trying to be one of the macho kids. And so I got up in there trying to take one of those keg stands. I was done. I was over. It was bad. I ended up trying to walk back to the dorms. When I was walking back to the dorms that night, I fell asleep in the road, and my friends had to come and pull me outside the road and put me on the sidewalk, and they had to go get the car to come pick me up. I was so gone. That was one of the party stories I have. And then when I was in the military, I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, which is a very beautiful island. If you get a chance to travel to Japan, don't just stop in mainland.
Wait, quick question.
What?
Quick question. What made you want to go into the military? Like, what made you, like, I'm going to join the military?
So the military was not my option.
What was that? Let's back it up a little.
No. So the military was not a choice of mine. It was, there was a time in my life I was in a dark spot. So, I had been in a foster home that I was being kind of like taken advantage of, kind of, by somebody. And then that kind of broke my family situation apart. So I ended up becoming homeless. And as a teenager, I ran away from a group home and stuff. And I decided to, what I was doing was, what I was doing to survive at the time was illegal. And so I ended up being arrested at 17 and being charged as an adult. So I went to prison for a while. And when I was in prison, I had, after my trial, it was either I could go join the military or I could serve a 4-year prison sentence. So I went and joined the military because I had some kind of freedom.
I see your decision. Well made. I definitely do.
Military. I was very grateful because before that I didn't have any like serious offenses against me. It was because I was a really good foster kid. I wasn't troubled. It was just an incident that had happened to me in a foster home that had caused me to feel insecure about myself. So I had ran away and made a bad decision and got caught up in it. So that was how I joined the military. But then when I joined the military, I loved it because I got to travel the world. And one of my first stops was Okinawa, Japan. If you get an opportunity to travel Japan, do not just stop in mainland Japan. Make sure you travel to the islands. It's not just Tokyo. It's not just Mount Fiji. Okinawa is a very pretty island. I think it's 35 miles long, and at the widest point, it's 8 miles wide. So it's a very small island, but it's very, very pretty. And when I was there, I became close friends with a local national, and we opened up a bar, and it was the first gay bar on this street called Gate 2, and so I had my first gay bar. And when I tell you one of the biggest partiest moments I had, we had a pool in the club. Me and Drag, that's where I'm gonna leave it. Me and Drag, something slipped and came untucked. So that's where I was with that. That was one of my most embarrassing partying moments in the military when I was in the army over there.
Like, being in the army, was there a lot of drinking and a lot of partying?
I mean, every year there's the army birthday.
How many nights a week?
Okay, so I drank every night. That was my way to go to sleep. And I would wake up in the morning, and I would take, because in the military their favorite thing to prescribe is 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. So that's their favorite pain reliever medication. So I would wake up and take 2 of those just to kill the hangover and go to PT and work out the next morning. Because I needed to go to sleep. I was not just going to stay awake thinking about all the drama that comes with the military. Because there's a lot of drama in a small unit. I was in a lot of small units because I was HR, so I did a lot of paperwork.
How many years were you in the military?
I was in for 4 years, just a little bit over 4 years. And then I was medically and honorably discharged. So I am a disabled veteran, and so that's why it's kind of like hard because like I'm young. I'm only 27, but I am considered over 50% disabled with the uh, United States. So I it's hard for me to find a lot of jobs that I can do without accommodations because when I was in the military, I was small and I had to gain a certain amount of weight to be in the military. And so they force fed me like double rations and stuff. I had to eat a certain amount. I had to eat 2 plates at every meal, and things like that to get up to a certain weight. If I didn't get up to a certain weight, I was not going to be able to stay in. So I did that, and then I was so small that there's this thing that we do called rucksacking, where we ruck with our backpack on our back, and it has like equipment in it. And mine was always my weight or a little bit over my weight. And when I was doing that, I had ran track in high school, and I had some knee damage already, and then pole vaulted, and so I had damaged my knee really, really bad, and so now I have like knee damage and I have lower back damage. But I mean, I'm very grateful for what I got to do and experience because it's made me the person I am, and it's taught me a lot. It actually saved me from being bored or being stuck on a farm. I got to travel the world, so I was very grateful.
Seriously, bless you and thank you for your services. And it goes out to also any man or woman who is currently serving, reserves, has served, and first responders. Well, thank you for your services and happy Veterans Day. If you're just tuning in, welcome to my featured show each and every Thursday, Spill the Tea with Alicia G, and that one special guest where we get to spill the tea with Selenite Rose. If you're following, sharing, tap on that screen. Everyone showing love, following, sharing, tapping. Thank you guys so much. And let's spill some more tea. So, I know also you are a designer, an artist. You personally have done some amazing, beautiful fan art for me. What got you started into that now?
So, when I was a kid, I always had we were not allowed to have electronics growing up. Because in the early 2000s, that's when social media became big, famous around. And so a lot of foster kids, a lot of foster parents at the time didn't want it was not allowed for us to have access to the internet. Because as a lot of people were trying to find their biological parents at the time when they weren't supposed to have access to their biological parents. So I didn't grow up without I grew up without a television. I didn't have no TV in my house, and I grew up without a computer in my house. And while I was doing that, I wasn't allowed to have those things in my house. It I would see them in books, and I would see them in Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, but the encyclopedias, because I had the whole set of encyclopedias growing up, and I read the encyclopedias and stuff. So I would saw things about computers, and I became very interested in that. And then when I finally got to go to high school, my high school year, I finally got to go back to uh, regular school, public school, and they offered as an elective there digital video and digital photography. And I was like, oh yeah, I can be around a computer all the time. I'll take an hour class, which is 2 different classes, add up to 2 hours being around a computer, and I get to search the internet for pictures and stuff to make cool things. Hey, I'll take those 2 classes. So I took those 2 classes, and I took them for 3 years, and I became very, very advanced in iMovie. I became advanced in Adobe. I've been I use a lot of I've learned a lot from digital video and stuff, and I know how to use a lot of different lenses with different cameras, things like that. So and I just love to make different art. I love art. I love people with big hearts. That's why I love to do your art. Like, I love doing artwork for people. That's my dream because I feel like artwork helps people heal. Art is not just paint or drawings. Art is music, everything, fine arts. I just love it heals people, and I'm a very broken person, so I love to use art as my healing way and to get through my hard times. That's why I'm excited for in 30 minutes. I'm going to be on stage, so that's art to me. Dance is art, and I love it. So I love to do all types of art.
Your artwork is absolutely beautiful. Some of the artwork, I'm like, damn, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out some of his artwork on his social media. Be sure to give him a follow, y'all. He is very, very, very talented. Do you see yourself possibly going into graphic design as like a full-time thing, possibly, or in the future?
So me, I am a very private person. So I have my own little business, which is called the House of Manic. And that business became a part because of a diagnosis I have, which is my manic depression. So the House of Manic is all about art. It's a small little business. I don't want to go big with it. I just want to keep it small for now because just for digital art, there's a lot of legal stuff that could go into it. So I just like to keep it, especially with copywriting and stuff. So I like to keep it small and to people I know personally. But I also love farming and I love drag and design. That's also part of the House of the Manic, and I love designing. But a lot of my drag design that I do is recycled drag. So what that means is I love to do environmental. Yeah. So I love to save the environment. So I'll take plastic and I'll reuse it and make a dress out of that and sew it together, or take a staple gun and staple cardboard together to make an outfit. I love to do those types of art. I love to sew. I learned to sew from my grandmother. So I love to design. So that aspect that I know is actually me doing it, and it's not like I have to worry about the legal aspect. I want to grow that part bigger because it's actual. I know where it's coming from. But with my graphic design, a lot of my graphic design is a lot of fan art that I do. As of right now, I haven't had. I've done cover art for a couple people. His name's Travis Miller. He's on iTunes. He's a Christian singer. I did a couple cover arts of his, but uh, it's just for me. I just want to keep it small, just until I can actually get like the 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 photography equipment to take my own pictures of people and book them myself, where then I own the property images of the image. So right now, that side I want to keep small.
Definitely a build up to make all this graphic designs and stuff is not overnight and it's not easy. You have to have a special eye to really excel in it, and I feel you definitely can. And everything is meant for a reason and happens for a reason. So good things are worth waiting for. The best yet to come. Just believe. That's definitely true. Now I know you mentioned drag. How long have you been doing drag for? What got you into doing drag? 'Cause I mean, the makeup, the hair. I mean, you need skill. I mean, like, damn, how do these people do these makeup? I can't do makeup like that. I'm like, damn, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know when I knew I was a girl. Where I loved girl stuff. I loved. I thought for as long as I've known myself, true self, I've known I was a girl since I was little. The first time that I ever dressed up as the opposite gender that I was assigned at birth was when I was like 8 years old. I had seen this picture in encyclopedia. It was an old picture in the encyclopedia of a old colonial woman pregnant, and then you know how they have those curly wigs. So I had taken some lace and made a fake wig out of some lace, just to make it look like it was curly and stuff. And then I would I put a balloon underneath the dress. That was the first time I ever did that. I was like 9 years old.
Oh my goodness. So you always had that creative eye since
Yes,
a young
and then
age.
my mom is my adopted mother, who I love and adore. She's very special to me. Um, she's French, and the European culture is a lot different than the American culture. And so,
Okay.
at a young age, I would see her. She didn't do a lot of makeup, but she had eyeliner. She had lipstick. She didn't do like beat her face, but she was pretty. She just like she had her eyebrow pencil. She had her those things. So when I was like 20, I mean when I was like 10 years old, on my 10th birthday, she gave me all her makeup that she had used and let me put on makeup for my birthday. So that was when I was 10. I loved makeup ever since. I love to do makeup. Uh, I like to do a lot of makeup around. I don't know if you've heard of a show called Dragula. It's like RuPaul, but it's a horror side of. It's like they do a horror side. So it's like a lot of Halloween kind of stuff. It's like a lot of fake blood and stuff like that. A lot of prosthetics and stuff. So I did that. I'm into that a lot too. I'm trying to audition for that show. But yeah, that's a dream
Oh,
of mine to be on Dragula. But yeah, I mean, I've always loved makeup
best
and
of
stuff.
luck. So now, when you get all dressed up, all dolled up, do you have like a special name, like a stage name you
Selenite
use,
Rose, hey
or
girl.
okay,
Selenite Rose is my
okay,
stage
good
name.
girl.
That is my drag name. Uh, I go by Selenite Rose across the board, everywhere. She is my drag alter ego. She she is calm. She's a calm, hippie, spirited woman. She is two feathered in the Indian culture. She is everything glitz and glamour of the nature. So she loves her glitz and glamour is not stars and sparkles, girl. Her glitz and glamour is moss. She loves her moss. She loves her leaves. She loves everything that is natural about the world. That's why
Thank
Selenite Rose is
you.
considered the upcycled queen. She will recycle a piece of plastic and make it into a pretty outfit.
I had to go boom
Boom,
boom
boom,
baby.
boom.
Teddy, thank you. Guys, we're just tuning in. Welcome to Spill the Tea with Alicia G and our special featured guest, the one, the only talented Selenite Rose. Boom
Boom,
boom
boom,
baby.
baby.
Cap, how's it going? And Teddy, thank you. Ronald, thank you. OG. Choo choo. MF. Boss. Oh. Guys, you're following, sharing, tapping on that screen. Don't be shy. Just say hey. And let's spill some more tea with the one and only Selenite Rose. So, I have to ask, performing, there has to be some cat fights. So many crazy cat fight stories
Girl, I
behind
don't
the
have
scenes.
no
There
drag
has.
sisters in this world because they're not trustworthy. They backstabbing hoes. Just excuse my language, sorry, but I don't have no sisters. I keep it to myself. I do adopt drag daughters, which is where I will take in drag babies. But I will have my own family, but I will not. I don't mess with nobody else. I keep to myself because it can get messy out there. If you've ever watched RuPaul's Drag Race, have you seen how they raid each other, girl?
I have. Do you have any experiences where you got into like a real little cat fight with another
So there's a
fellow
queen that is very famous
person on
and
stage?
known. I'm gonna spill the tea with y'all. There is a queen that is very famous and known that she she was on RuPaul's Drag Race. She works at this bar.
Ooh.
I mean, she works at this club that I work at here that I actually perform at. In Louisville, Kentucky. Ooh, look at that castle. Um, her name is Jade Jolie, and she, me and her do not get along because she just thinks she's just all that. But I just like to say, I, I am not a mean girl, and a lot of these girls are like to be mean, so that's why a lot of drag queens, I like to stick to myself, unless we're on the same vibe spirit.
That makes sense. So would you say a lot of your fellow people you entertain with are not the nicest? They have a lot of attitude.
There are I have my family, which are my drag daughters, that I deal with, but I don't, and I have management like at the club that I deal with, but the queens, I mean, I love them. I wish them the best, but they're not coming over to my house for a drink. I'm sorry.
All right, I have to ask: do you ever pull a Janet Jackson, meaning a wardrobe malfunction on stage?
That's what I was talking about, girl, in the beginning. I've had a couple. I've had a couple tucks come untuck. So, and I was in a leotard. It wasn't the cutest thing ever, but leggings and leotard and a tuck coming untucked is not cute. So, be careful. Make sure you're tucking properly out there, my fellow drag queens. Tuck properly.
So they got a little free show there, a little extra, little something something.
It went from a really cute drag outfit to really cute.
We can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Now we're good. And over that,
So yeah, it was a free. It went from a very friendly, family, cute outfit to a third leg exposed somewhere.
Oh my god. Do you have any crazy stories of a performance that just went crazy, where someone like fell off the stage, or someone like ripped the mic from you?
So I used to bartend
like,
at the club that I had opened up in Okinawa, Japan. And I was dressed in drag one night, and so at my club, the drag queens would get up on the bar and do a little pour into the mouse, you know. And I was wearing 12-inch heels, and I climbed up onto this bar, and I tried when I was coming off the bar after I had done the rounds. I was trying to come off the bar, and I tried to step onto a stool, and I forgot the stool spun and fell. I fell straight from the bar to the floor, and did not use the bar stool at one bit. It spun right out from underneath me. That was the most embarrassing fail opening I've ever seen. for me. So.
Oh my. Do you have any upcoming performances you'd like to tell us about or share with us?
So upcoming performances that I have coming up are I'm going to be in Chicago at I forgot what the I'm going to be at the Chicago. I can't even think of it right now. And then I can't even think of the club, but I'm going to post it on. I'm going to be posting it on my social media. And then I'm going to be in Nashville next weekend at the Play Bar. Nashville. So Nashville, there's 2 play bars. We have one in Nashville and we have one in Louisville, Kentucky. And I alternate every other weekend or every 2 weekends between the 2 bars performing. So you can catch me out and about in my crazy cat suit. So
guys, you're just tuning in. Welcome to Spill the Tea with Alicia G and the talented, the one, the only, Selenite Rose. So, we got to know all about you. So, now let's have a little fun. So, were you ever like a player growing up, like date more than one person at a time, or?
no, I was never a player because I didn't have like social media. So I didn't get to go out. I didn't get to like be a player. But I will tell you that because there was only 20 kids in the school that I went to, and we were a population of 115 people, everybody knew everybody. I'm gonna say that I did have a couple neighbor friends that I used to ride my horse over to and like play with, but it was nothing serious. But then when I got into high school,
Okay.
I had 2 boyfriends at one time. But one of them went to an alternative high school, so he was like, it was part of our high school, but it was an alternative high school.
Bad boy.
Because he was a bad boy. So, yeah, so he was not at the real high school. And then I had a boyfriend at the real high school. Well, my bad boyfriend had brought his handcuffs to school one day. I was a sophomore, he was a junior, and he handcuffed me to the track fence, chain linked fence. And the track coach had to call the cops to come unlock me from the fence. And it was embarrassing because my high school boyfriend that I was going to school with, that was actually at the school, the high school, he was in track with me, so he saw me handcuffed to the track fence. So I had some explaining to do. Oh, and okay, so I have an honest story for y'all too. An honest story for y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. One time when I was very out growing up in high school. I have a couple friends that were out. They were wild people just like me, and they were 18. It was our senior year, and they were 18, and they got caught sleeping with the teacher.
Oh damn.
Yes, my friends. So I had some wild friends in high school. I was trying to be the godly kid. I was like, am I really gay? Like, is God gonna like disown me? I was really scared. Thank you. I was very scared at one point.
Wait, tell us, like, have you ever had a one night stand? We don't judge up in here.
I've had multiple one night stands. I was a military hooker. No, I'm just kidding. No, in the military, I did have some fun experiences because when I tell you, if you look up some memes of the military, of there's this joke about the military. It's the job where everybody sleeps with everybody.
Do you prefer like threesomes or just one-on-one?
No, girl. So I prefer girl. I don't prefer no
Okay.
threesomes, girl. But I do prefer my men dark. I do like my men a little. I like my melanin. It can go from light skin melanin to a little dark skin melanin. I am. I'm not against. I'm not against others, but it's just for me. I've been hurt by others, so I tend to stick to a safer path because I have fear of others. Of other. I mean, I would date. I do have some relations with some Mexicans. I've done some. I've had because you have to
The
understand in the
spice,
military you got all
the
types,
spice of life.
and I've also been. I've had a one night stand with a trans. Okay, so
We
I'm just
don't
being
judge.
honest
We're
with
just having
y'all.
some fun and spilling some tea. Spilling some tea, y'all. Tell us about your craziest wild date. Like, oh my god.
My craziest wild date was My craziest wild date was in the summer of 2013, my year I graduated and high school. I graduated high school 2013, so giving out my age, yes, I am a little young out there, but I'm very knowledgeable. I graduated 2013 and went on a jet skiing on a lake, and I ended up jet ski wrecking.
I know what a jet ski is.
Do you
Okay.
know what jet ski is? I jet ski wrecked. I flipped the jet
Oh
ski on
my.
myself because I hit one of them waves, and that was the most wildest date I've ever been on because my date was
Oh
laughing
my
at me the whole
goodness.
time afterwards.
Were you okay?
Oh, I was okay. I just did a little couple somersaults through the water and thought I was a gymnast when I came up for air. I was like, woohoo! But no,
Okay.
it was all right. Cause with if you've never done jet skis, boats they go and they make those waves, and if you hit one of those and go hit the air, you're gonna it can be a rough ride.
Okay. Worst date. Okay.
I'm I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be
Okay.
right back. My management is calling me. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, ma'am.
Everyone just tuning in. We're here with Selenite Rose. This is our featured show every Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. We have our featured guest here, Selenite Rose. You
Yes,
good? You
they're just
back?
like, are you coming? Are you gonna come get ready? I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be there. I'm almost done with this interview.
Okay. Okay. How did you find out about Vigo?
Bigo. So Bigo became a part of my life through IG. Uh, I had
Okay.
seen an ad on IG. So I downloaded the app because I love. I had been seeing other similar similars like this. Um, so I wanted to give it a try, and I gave it a try. I came across um, Taylor. I came across Big Mama. I came across Mama T. I came across Mama T's live, and she explained like I had been talking to her. She explained to me about how her daughter Taylor had an agency on here, so she was like, I can tell. She's like, you can go follow Taylor and get her information and sign up. So I did that, um, and then I became part of Karma, and ever since then, I'm not I'm not a host currently on here. I but I am a supporter, and I love Karma and Taylor and Brooklyn. They much through this, so they've been huge mentors through this, just like you have. Like you've helped me through a lot too. Like our first PK. Remember our first PK?
I do. Macho the K9 unit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your K9 unit over there. So, I mean, ever since that, I've been. You have a great spirit, and I've loved that about you. You're very supportive of the LGBTQ community. You're very supportive of everybody, and you have such a big heart, and that's what a lot of people need to be inspired by. Is big hearts like you, because there are things out there that can be hurtful, but we just have to have the right support, and you've been definitely a support for me. And as a veteran, that's very big for us veterans to have the right support system.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm honored. That is so sweet. Seriously. So, any plans to be an adult film star in the near future?
Adult film star.
Oh, thank you.
Dear Heavenly Father who art in heaven, hallowed thy be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy shall be done. Listen to this. I've already done that, baby girl. I've already done that.
What would
I'm
your
out there. You can find me out there under different names, but you ain't gonna find me under Selenite Rose out there doing that stuff, girl. Selenite Rose is
Bless you,
an
my
innocent,
child.
holy,
Bless
godly,
you.
three-spirited woman. So yes, Selenite Rose is not doing that,
Hey,
but
this is called
I am
Spill
out
the
there.
Tea.
Yes,
We're having
you can
fun,
find me out
making you
there.
blush. I know you have to go.
The name starts with an M and ends with a C, and then add an A and an I and an
You
N
are
and an
wild.
I, and
You
then you
are
get it.
wild. Okay, I have to say thank
But I won't tell you the site it's on because the site
you.
is
Are wild. I
no
love
bueno
it.
for
I
y'all.
love it. I know you have to go. I have to ask, what was the best question I asked you overall on this entire interview?
I think I had the funnest reminiscing about my military experience with you and talking about art because art is very healing. And as a veteran and being a military veteran, your music in a circle, throw that in a circle, that's been stuck in my head. I've got it stuck in my boyfriend's head currently. He be out here. He got the Magnes.
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Magnes. He'd be out here doing the Magnes, trying to get the bigger badonk donk. But he be throwing it. He be trying to be throwing it in a circle. Maybe one day he'll be on my TikTok. He won't let me video it. I'd be like, look, I know her. Come on, you gotta show her. He won't do it yet, but one of these days I'm gonna get him to do it, and he gonna be
You
he
should
gonna
do
be
it
on
all
your
dressed
he
up
gonna be on
and
your
get all
he gonna be
dolled
on your
up and
ickity
drag.
ickity. I am. I'm gonna. So I haven't told nobody. I have a secret project in the making that I'm doing, but I am gonna be doing. Okay. I'm just gonna tell y'all. I am gonna management. Don't get mad at me. I am gonna be doing a drag impersonation of. So have you ever watched RuPaul's Drag Race? There is an episode that they do called Snatch Game, and you have to impersonate a celebrity. I'm impersonating Alicia G. I'm doing Alicia G for Snatch Game. So I haven't told nobody. Well, management knows, and the people that I'm working with for this show that I'm doing know about it. But now the whole world knows, and I'm doing Alicia G for my
I need
version
pictures of
of
video.
Snatch
I need
Game
pictures
for
of
the
video when
club
it's
I'm
released.
performing at, and I will definitely send it. And I have the beautifulest because you're in a circle. You're in a circle.
Yes.
Tutu was red. It had like red in it, red and black. And so I went and bought a red and black fluffy tutu that is not sequins because in Snatch Game, they want you to make a like a joke. They want to make it a joke because like your personality. Um, they want you to in Snatch Game. They want you to like impersonate somebody, but make it funny. So when the judge will ask me a question, I will be like, "Well, I'm not the real true Alicia G because I don't got the real bling bling bling," you know. So it's gonna be like the drag. It's gonna be the drag Alicia G. So
I am
I'm doing
absolutely
that for my
honored. I
little.
cannot wait to
So it's
see
gonna be
pictures and
fun.
video. Thank you so much, not only for being a veteran, and thank you for your service. That goes out for any man or woman who has served. Thank you for your services, but also for spilling the tea here live with me, Alicia G.
OG Ho Daddy. I know how to do more than the helicopter. I know how to do the chap
Do you
chap
have assless
chap with the
chaps?
bareback chap. So
Oh, I want to see.
I do. And they're camouflage that I made myself. I took them
I
and
gotta
made them
see
out of
now.
my old
Can you make
uniform.
me a pair? I love it.
Yeah, I can.
Is
Just
there
send me the
any? I
dimensions.
want to
I'll
thank
fill it
you
up
so
tonight.
much. We just absolutely adored you. I know I loved you. I think OG Ho here loved him. I think everyone else adored you. Anything else you want to share with us
Yes, I
before
love
we
y'all
wrap
so
up?
much. Thank you all.
Anything?
No, I don't have anything, but I am very appreciative for getting to spend time with y'all, and I am very appreciative of everything that you have done for me and all of the people on that side. I appreciate y'all for listening to me jabber here tonight. I am going to go run here really quick, and I just want to tell everybody that as a veteran, I am grateful that I got to serve y'all and serve this country. There's not a lot of people that get to do that, and I'm very grateful for everybody that supports me because all the support that I have getting thrown my way, I'm going to be throwing it back
Bless
towards
you.
y'all. So
Best
I
of
am
luck and
very
everything, and
grateful.
kick
Thank you
ass
all.
tonight. Get a girl. Boom, boom, baby. Love you.
Thank you.
Much love.
3 minutes to go round stage. Woo! Love y'all.
He was so sweet. Oh my goodness. Boom, boom, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Selenite Rose, my featured guest on Spill the Tea with me, Alicia G. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell for notifications each and every Thursday. Spill the Tea with me, Alicia G, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay tuned, see who our next special featured guest will be. Remember guys, all social media, AliciaGWorld, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. BIGO 2, all AliciaGWorld, and TT2. See you next time. Thanks for being you, thanks for watching, and peace, love, positivity, and prosperity always. Much love from yours truly, Alicia G. Oh, and boom boom baby.